Jack's life completely changed after the adventure, but he always wondered if the giant's world held more wonders. He thought about how barren the giant's world seemed, and wondered if something could be done to make it better. With the golden eggs and wealth he now possessed, Jack decided to use some of their riches to plant a garden in the giant's realm. "I'd like to help, even if the giant was not very friendly," Jack said to his mother one bright morning. His mother nodded thoughtfully. "Helping others is always worthwhile," she agreed. Together, they made a plan to carry seeds up the beanstalk. As the sun rose the next day, Jack climbed back up the enormous beanstalk, climbing higher and higher into the clouds. When he reached the top, he was welcomed by a familiar sight. The giant's castle stood majestic yet lonely, under the vast, open sky. With the seeds nestled safely in his sack, Jack began to sow them all around the castle. He planted flowers of every color, trees that bore delicious fruit, and vegetables. Jack worked tirelessly, knowing that the more he planted, the more beauty and sustenance it would bring to this high-up realm. Days turned into weeks, and with each new dawn, the once barren land looked more full of life. Flowers bloomed in delightful patches of colors, bees hummed around the flower beds, and soon ribbons of butterflies danced in the air. Jack came to visit the sky garden often, and he marveled at how lively it had become. The giant's castle no longer seemed menacing. It was warm and inviting, wrapped in vines and blooms. Jack realized he wasn't alone in this garden one morning. There was a rustling in the bushes, and out came a family of tiny fairies, sparkling and beautiful with wings like the finest glass. "Thank you, Jack," they chimed in unison, "for what you have created. We've been waiting for such a place to call home." Jack was thrilled and smiled broadly. He had never met fairies before, but their presence brought incredible joy and magic. As time passed, the fairies and Jack's visits made the garden a safe heaven for many creatures. Birds came to nest, animals ventured out to frolic, and a gentle peace settled over the giant's old home. Life continued to flourish, and more incredibly, the giant's ghost, who had regretted his past actions, found solace knowing his realm had turned into a sanctuary for good. He watched over Jack's labor of love with an appreciative spirit. One day, as Jack prepared to leave, a fairy whispered, "Here is a token of our gratitude." She plucked a tiny star from the sky and handed it to Jack. Told it could light the darkest night, Jack kept it close to his heart. Returning to his mother, Jack shared tales of his sky garden, the fairies, and his adventures. From then on, they found warmth in knowing that giving and kindness, no matter where, could change the very face of the world. Jack learned that treasures come in many forms. Not all are gold. Some are in the acts of compassion and love that continue to bloom long after they are planted. Together with his mother and their mystical friends in the sky, Jack lived not just happily, but wisely ever after. And so every night he climbed into bed, looking at his tiny glowing star, dreaming of the magic and kindness that flourished above and within him.